Hey everyone, it's Michael Goosebumps fan. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, I'm coming in here looking like a NASCAR driver, but I couldn't find a hat that matched the color of this shirt. I mean, I guess black goes with everything. I have a lot of black hats, but I picked this one, so get over it. Maybe it'll change on the next review for episode 9. But anyway, today I'm talking about the Goosebumps remake, reboot, whatever this show is supposed to be. This is season 1, episode 8. It premiered about 2 weeks ago on November 3rd, 2023. And I agree with a lot of my friends. Let me start that off. This is one of the more tolerable episodes of the season. It's been an awful season. Every single episode has basically been bad. You had one that was kind of mediocre, which was episode 4. The Slappy episode was probably the best of all of them. I think that was episode 6. But aside from those mildly tolerable episodes in a horrible season, in any other show they would have been considered the bad episodes. But this show took everything to a whole new level. My friends and I in the Discord and here in the comment sections of my reviews for these episodes have talked about this over and over again. Many of you seem to feel the same irritation that I feel towards it. But this episode, episode 8, like many of my friends like Goosebumps Completionist and BD Horror seem to say in our Discord chat, this should have been the season finale. And I'm convinced in one regard that it was supposed to be, and then it was expanded upon by 2 more episodes. For whatever reason that Disney decided to require that at the last minute, because I also watched episode 9 today, and it feels very tacked on, and I'm assuming episode 10 will as well. So, where do I even start with this? Episode 8, basically, Nora is at the cabin. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. This episode's title is called You Can't Scare Me, and as many of you know, it's one of my favorite of the OG 62 classic Goosebumps books. I love You Can't Scare Me. Everybody on the planet hates it, but me, my friends hate it. I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's one of the most underrated Goosebumps books ever because I like urban legend type stuff. There is not a single mud monster in this episode, just so you know. I was hoping to get some kind of mud monster in the sense of this being out in the snow during the winter, in the mountains. I thought that'd be a really cool opportunity to do something like that, but no. By the time we hit that Give Yourself Goosebumps title for an episode a couple of weeks ago, you basically knew at that point they were just taking the title of episodes and Goosebumps-related things and making that the titles because they did that marketing thing right before the show dropped, like a month ago. They did it back in like September. They dropped like a trailer showing all the episode titles to get the fans like myself stirred up, and it kind of worked for like 2 seconds, and then the show dropped its first 5 episodes, and it was awful. But there is no mud monster in this episode, just in case you cared enough to hope that that was in here. If you happen to be a You Can't Scare Me fan, you're not going to get that in this. So, just wanted to let you know. So, we have Nora, Lucas' mom, and she has the pieces of Slappy that she took up to, like, a cabin. I guess she owns this cabin. I didn't pay attention to this part, I'll be honest with you. But she went up to a cabin out there, and she has Slappy there. And then Mr. Brat happens to go after her, while also behind Mr. Brat and what he's doing, the kids just escaped from what happened at the end of episode 7, where they got their bodies back. And that includes Mr. Brat. But Mr. Brat is still struggling in his body, being possessed by Harold Biddle, whatever the kid's name is. I don't care enough to get it right. Hair Bear, as his parents constantly call him, which just hurts to watch. Every time I hear the phrase Hair Bear, I get just a cringe in my body. You ever cringe so hard you didn't even make a face? It was just your body was like, ugh, like that, That's what I feel like every time I hear the phrase Hair Bear from this stupid show. But, okay, so basically, he's still struggling with being possessed by Harold Biddle. And the kids are on their way to go find Nora and Slappy, the pieces of Slappy, which I don't understand how Slappy works. He can be completely destroyed, like he was back in the day when Harold was killed, and he won't make a sound. He won't talk or anything. But then sometimes in this episode he does. You think Slappy would be talking more trash to insult Nora, to get into her head, to gaslight her like he typically did with Harold, and kind of, Ephraim and all these different characters. We've seen that in some of the flashback parts of the episode 6 about Slappy's history. No. We don't have any of that. Slappy's logic makes no sense in this show, which is a shame because I'm a big Slappy stan, as many of you know, but they just don't get this character, man. And it just proves to me more and more, I swear to God AI wrote this, and I swear to God the writing team who had to re-edit what the AI wrote, nobody has a clue what to do with Slappy, and it really is a shame because Slappy is a fun, mischievous, evil little ventriloquist dummy. He's supposed to be able to walk around, chase people. That kind of stuff is what makes Slappy kind of scary and kind of fun. They cannot get that. For whatever reason, this show does not understand that. I thought they would correct that in episode 9, which is called Night of the Living Dummy Part 2. They did not, just so you know. But in here, it's like the approach to the Nora stuff and her taking Slappy to a cabin, Brad chasing after her. This whole episode is a chase scene that kind of ends the entire season's story, which it really didn't have much of a story going for it anyway. It kind of ends the Harold Biddle stuff. It ends the Mr. Brad stuff a little bit. Most of that is resolved in this episode, and it feels like a season finale, and God, I wish it had been, but it's not. I don't even know what to say about this. The snow was beautifully shot. I liked that. It was a beautifully shot episode for the most part, not like Oscar-worthy or anything, but for a TV show, not too bad. I actually thought the direction and the writing of that was not horrible. There was no politics, which was nice. I really enjoyed that. The Slappy parts we got in here, which again, he's very inconsistent as a character in the show, but especially here, where I didn't understand if he was dead, and that's why he wasn't talking, but then all of a sudden he started talking again. It doesn't make any sense, but I at least enjoyed Slappy here once again. I mean, I enjoy it, but I wish it was the Slappy, you know what I mean? I really don't have much more I can say. There's not a whole lot that happened in this episode. At least they didn't focus on relationships the entire runtime, but it was also like 37 minutes long, so the episode flew by, dude. No joke, I waited around for like 2 weeks and I could not bring myself to watch this because I just have no interest in this garbage show. I will never rewatch it, like I said. It has almost entirely killed Goosebumps for me in the sense of like, when I look at this book collection, when I come down here to record videos for this channel or the newer channel I've been working on called Night of the Living Dude, a new channel called that. There was one channel that I made another one called that. Now, every time I come down to make videos for that channel or this channel, it kind of, I look at these books and it makes me sad now. I see this poster my wife put together behind me for my channel, and it makes me sad now. I see these board games, I see the board games on top of the bookshelves you guys can't see. It makes me sad because I'm like, dude, Disney have ruined this. Disney have ruined this for new fans, for people who could be brand new fans coming to the series, and the people who enjoy this show, which is fine if you do, they're not getting what Goosebumps actually is. You know, they're going to go to the books at some point and have one of two reactions. They're either going to be really excited about it, enjoy something that's even better, and then understand where many of us are coming from about this horrible show, or on the other hand, they're going to be disappointed, not increase the book sales because they weren't impressed with how bad or how the show and the book are so different, you know. I feel bad for everybody in the fandom because no one's going to be happy at the end of the day, whether it be fans of the show that have not read the books or whether it be people who love the books deeply. No one is happy with this show, and I think a lot of it is coping of why people do like it, but again, if you like it, that's fine. But this episode, again, was one of the more tolerable. If I had to rate like the top 3 episodes of the show, it would be like episode 6, Night of the Living Dummy, probably this one, and then right underneath that, just barely underneath that, would be episode 4 about Go Eat Worms. And that's really how I would view it. But maybe I'll even do a video when the season is done. I'm planning on, this week we get episode 10, the final episode of the season. I'm going to do a season review just because, why not? Just to trash it even more because I hate it so deeply, and I deeply, deeply hope to God that they go a different direction in season 2 if they happen to get it, but I personally do not believe they're going to get a season 2. I refuse to believe that. But anyway, I kind of want to rank the episodes just to make more jokes about the show because it's just a shameful series, man. I can't believe what they did with this. I just can't. But at least this episode was fine. Fine is the word to use there. That's it. If I had to rate, I almost said Star Wars for some reason. I was looking at something over here. If I had to rate Goosebumps Season 1, Episode 8, the 2023 remake, whatever, You Can't Scare Me, which slapped me in the face. I got no mud monsters in here. If I had to rate this on a 5-star basis, I would probably give it like a 3 out of 5 stars. Very decent episode, very mediocre, but at least not insulting like everything else had been before it. Not everything, but quite a bit of this show had been just flat out insulting to the fans, insulting to people who like TV and media. What a bad show. Anyway, 3 out of 5 stars at least. That's a positive rating, I guess, for the most part, for this episode, but not like the most amazing thing ever. Can I also make one more comment about something I forgot to mention? The music in this episode. There wasn't really anything I loved about it. There was a Sweet Dreams Are Made of This rendition, an instrumental, like mainly piano, and that wasn't half bad. I actually enjoyed that. It added a nice tone to that particular episode, with how it's supposed to be like the very dark ending, but it's not really the ending. Not horrible. I saw some people in the Discord talking about that, which was cool. But not a bad rendition at all. I don't know who made it, but good job on you, man, whether it be the Disney Goosebumps team or whoever, but somebody put it together and it was good. And then you ended the episode on this song that is the most uncomfortably placed song I've ever heard. I remember 2 weeks ago hearing my friends joke about how bad it was. Specifically, one of the best Goosebumps YouTubers out there, BD Horror, made jokes about it in the Discord, and I didn't know what he was talking about. And then after seeing it, I was like, oh my God, Disney, what are you thinking? Anyway, what did you think about episode 8 of season 1? I'd love to hear what your thoughts and comments are about it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless you all. I'll have a review up immediately after this for episode 9 of the season, and then episode 10 and the season review, and maybe even a ranking of the episodes. If you'd like to see that, put it down in the comment section down below. Probably by the weekend. I don't know when I'll get that out. What a bad show. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Happy Thanksgiving. It's coming up very soon, and goodbye.